Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through the noise to get you the insights that matter. Today, we're tackling something that kept popping up in our research, a real hidden headache for homeowners, attic mold. And it's more than just, an ugly spot on the wood. It can actually pose some serious risks, both to your health and your house itself. So we're going to unpack the causes, the costs, and importantly, the real solutions that last. Okay, let's unpack this. So when we talk about attic mold, why is it such a big deal? What makes it more than just, cosmetic?
Well, the thing about mold is it's not just sitting there passively. It's alive and it's feeding on organic materials. So think about your attic, the wood framing, the sheathing, even drywall, if it's present. Mold can slowly degrade that structure over time. It's like a very slow demolition crew. And beyond the structural stuff, there are the health aspects. Those mold spores become airborne, you breathe them in. Even if you don't see the mold, those spores can circulate through your home's air, potentially triggering allergies, asthma, other respiratory problems. It really impacts indoor air quality.
Right. So spotting it, or even just suspecting it, means you really need to act fast.
Absolutely. Delaying only makes the potential damage and the health risks worse.
But let's say someone does see something suspicious up there. What's the absolute first thing they should think about? Is it just about cleaning it up?
That's the key mistake many people make. Just cleaning the visible mold. Well, it rarely solves the underlying issue. What's fascinating here is that attic mold is almost always a symptom of a bigger problem, usually moisture.
Ah, moisture. Okay.
Exactly. You have to find out why the moisture is there. Is it a leak? Is it condensation? Poor ventilation?
Okay.
If you don't fix the source, the mold, it's almost guaranteed to come back.
So it's like playing detective. And our sources pointed to some usual suspects, didn't they?
They did. Very common culprits.
Things like blocked soffit vents. Or maybe they're missing altogether, so air just can't flow properly.
Precisely. Proper ventilation is critical for attics. Soffit vents let cool, dry air in, and ridge vents or gable vents let warm, moist air out. If that cycle is broken, trouble.
And then there's air sealing,
Yeah.
or rather the lack of it. You mentioned those little gaps around pipes, lights, maybe attic access doors.
Yes. Those gaps allow warm, humid air from your living space to seep straight up into the cooler attic. When that warm air hits the cold underside of the roof deck in winter, condensation. And condensation means moisture.
Okay, that makes sense. And what about bathroom fans? You mentioned that one earlier, and I have to admit, I wouldn't have thought venting it into the attic was that big a deal.
Oh, it's a huge one. Think about all the steam from a shower. Venting that directly into the attic is like giving the mold a personal sauna.
Right, not good.
Definitely not. All that moisture needs to be ducted directly outside the house. And then, of course, you have the more obvious things like roof leaks, dripping pipes. It all contributes.
So basically, you've got to stop the water source, whatever it is.
That's job number one, eliminate the moisture.
Okay, that paints a clearer picture of the why. Now, the question on everyone's mind, what's this going to cost me? If I have this problem, what am I looking at financially?
Right, the cost, well, it's not a single fixed price, obviously. It really depends on a few things.
Like how bad the mold is.
Exactly. The severity of the infestation is a major factor. Also, the size of your attic. Bigger space, more work. And crucially, are we talking about preventing mold or treating an existing problem?
Okay, so there's a difference there.
Yes. For preventative measures, maybe in an attic that's currently okay, but you want to ensure it stays that way, our sources suggest costs around, say, $1.20 per square foot.
The $1.20 a square foot for prevention, that sounds relatively manageable, actually.
It often is compared to remediation. Now, if you already have mold growing and you need active treatment,
Then the cost goes up.
it does. For mold treatment, you're looking more in the ballpark of $1.40 per square foot.
Okay, let's put some numbers on that. Say an average attic, maybe 1,000 square feet.
Sure, for that 1,000 square feet attic, prevention might be around $1,200. But if you need treatment for existing mold, it could be closer to $1,400.
Here's where it gets really interesting. The difference isn't massive, but tackling it early, preventatively, clearly saves some money.
And potentially saves you from bigger headaches down the road, absolutely. Early action is almost always more cost-effective.
So we know the causes. We have an idea of the costs. What does a real solution look like beyond just, spraying something on the mold?
It has to be comprehensive. A good, reputable company won't just spray and pray. They take a holistic approach.
Holistic meaning.
Meaning they look at the whole system. It starts with a really thorough inspection. Find the mold, yes, but also find the moisture source and any contributing factors.
Like the ventilation issues we talked about.
Exactly. So the process often involves several steps. Air sealing is key, plugging up those gaps, letting moist air into the attic. Then, upgrading the insulation. Proper insulation helps regulate temperature and reduces the chance of condensation.
Makes sense.
And then, crucially, installing proper ventilation. That might mean adding or clearing soffit vents, installing ridge vents, maybe powered attic ventilators, depending on the situation, making sure air can actually move.
And then you treat the mold itself.
Yes. After you've addressed the conditions that allowed it to grow in the first place, then you do the surface treatment to kill and remove the existing mold.
It sounds like you really need to eliminate the source, not just the symptoms, as one of our sources put it.
That's the perfect way to phrase it. Otherwise, you're just treating a symptom and it'll likely come back.
Which brings up warranties. If you're paying for this comprehensive service, what kind of guarantee should you expect?
That's a great question. Reputable companies often stand behind their work with solid warranties. This raises an important question. What should homeowners look for?
Yeah, what's typical?
Well, for mold prevention services, a 10-year warranty is pretty standard in the industry. For the actual mold remediation labor, the work involved in removal, often another 10-year warranty.
Okay, 10 years.
And then for the specific mold treatment products they apply, you might see something like a 5-year warranty. These warranties really show the company's confidence in their comprehensive approach.
That's good peace of mind.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes seeing how this plays out in a real situation makes it click. We found this interesting case study from 2024.
Yes, the one in Chicago.
That's the one. A homeowner in Albany Park, older bungalow, like from the 1950s. She kept having mold reappear in the attic.
And the issue was the previous company she hired.
Exactly. They had only done a surface treatment, didn't fix the underlying cause. So predictably, the mold came back within about a year.
Classic scenario, unfortunately. So what did the expert team do differently?
They did the full detective work. They found the root cause turned out to be a bathroom fan that wasn't vented properly, just dumping moisture into the attic.
The sauna effect we talked about?
Precisely. So they fixed that first. Then they treated all the visible mold growth. Then they air sealed the whole attic floor, added proper insulation, and installed continuous ridge and soffit vents to get that airflow going.
The full package.
The full package. And the result.
Well, according to the report, 18 months later, absolutely no sign of mold recurrence. Plus, the homeowner reported the air quality in the house felt noticeably better.
So what does this all mean? It really drives home that point about tackling the source, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It shows the value of a thorough, knowledgeable approach versus a quick fix.
If we connect this to the bigger picture then, what's the takeaway about bringing in professionals? Why not just try and DIY this?
Well, you certainly can try, but attic environments can be complex. Identifying hidden moisture sources, understanding airflow dynamics, knowing how to properly air seal and insulate, it requires specific expertise. Think about it. Companies specializing in this often have, 15 plus years of experience specifically dealing with mold and insulation systems. They understand how those things interact.
That experience counts for a lot.
It does. Plus, you want someone locally operated, someone trusted in your community. They should be fully licensed and insured, obviously. Look for things like an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, the BBB. That indicates reliability.
And what about the products they use?
That's another good point. Many top companies now focus on using eco-conscious solutions, materials that are safe for your home environment and your family after the job is done. That's definitely something worth asking about.
Okay, so wrapping this all up for you, our listener, what have we learned today? Well, first, attic mold is serious. It's not just ugly. It can damage your home structure and impact your health. Ignoring it is really not an option. Second, the key is finding the root cause. Usually that means moisture from leaks, poor ventilation, condensation, maybe improperly vented fans. Just cleaning the mold surface won't cut it long term.
That's right. You have to fix the underlying conditions.
And third, the cost varies. But addressing it properly involves a comprehensive approach: inspection, air sealing, insulation, ventilation, and treatment. Prevention is often cheaper than remediation.
And look for those warranties as a sign of a quality, lasting solution.
That Chicago case study really illustrated the difference between a quick fix and a real solution that addresses the source. Experience, proper licensing, safe materials, these matter when choosing who to trust with your home. So what does this all mean for you? Here's a final thought to take away. Considering how common these moisture issues can be, what's one area in your home, maybe one you don't check often, that might benefit from a quick look for any hidden signs of moisture or maybe just poor ventilation? Something to think about.